Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm back with another video, and as you can see by the title, I am making a miniature self-love jar that I can carry around in my purse, in my pocket, or anywhere where I feel it is needed. But as you can see, I'm using a smaller jar, which is perfect for fitting in my purse or fitting in my pocket, like I said earlier. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys exactly everything that's going to be going into this jar. First of all, I'm going to be using catnip. And if you may or may not know, catnip is good for attraction, love, and happiness. I'm using jasmine. Jasmine is good for love, beauty, and wealth. And these are all spiritual meanings of these herbs. I'm also using honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is good for sweetness and affection. And then I'm also using rose quartz. Rose quartz is good. It's good for love and affection and to draw in love. And I'm also using roses. I may use a few of the buds, if not the buds, at least the petals from the roses, because roses is good for passion and love. And lastly, I'm going to be using brown sugar. And brown sugar is good for sweetening. But before I get into making the jar, I wanted to show you guys a self-love jar that I made probably about maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And as you can see, it's collected dust. It's pretty old. And I basically made this jar out of honey. It looks like there's some bay leaves in there, some brown sugar, roses. There's a brown sugar in that area. But yeah, I've had this jar for a pretty long time, and I would from time to time burn a red candle on top of it just to keep the jar fed and just to keep, the self-love going on in my life. But I wanted to show you guys this initially because it is still special to me, but I wanted to again make something that I could carry along with me. I did used to keep this jar on my altar, but whenever I would have guests over, there, those that are unfamiliar with the practice, they'd just basically be like, well, what is that? And they may pick it up and touch it. So of course, that just defeated the purpose of making a jar, because when they touch it, of course, their energy would be associated with the jar as well. So I just had to continue feeding it, blessing it, and just burning candles on top of it and just keeping the self-love going. But yeah, I wanted to show this to you guys. It does look kind of icky at this point since it has been so long, but this is my baby. This is my special jar, and this is a bigger one. So let me go ahead and start with the video. All right, you guys. So first things first is you want to go ahead and make sure that you cleanse your jar. I did cleanse my jar off screen, but basically how you can do it, since it is so small, you can cleanse it with incense, some sage incense, or you can cleanse it with Florida water. It's basically up to you as far as how you want to cleanse it. And another thing, if you want to make a bigger jar, the ingredients that I'm using, you would just basically use more of those ingredients in order to fill up your jar. But again, since I'm using a smaller jar, we're just going to use a little bit of all the ingredients. So what I'm going to do initially is start off with the brown sugar. And as you can see, I have added the brown sugar to the jar. Like so. You don't want to put too much because we're going to be layering all of the ingredients on top of each other. Then next, I'm going to go in with the catnip. And as you can see, I have added the catnip on top of the brown sugar, like so. Then next, I'm going to go in with the jasmine. And here is what the jar looks like with the jasmine, the brown sugar, and the catnip so far. After adding the jasmine, I am going to go ahead and add a few rose petals to the jar. And like so, you can see that I've added a few petals of roses into the jar. And then next, I'm going to go in with the honeysuckle. And here is what my jar is looking like so far after I have added the brown sugar, the catnip, the jasmine, the rose petals, and the honeysuckle. So next I'm going to go in with my rose quartz. And as far as with my rose quartz, I'm just adding a few, maybe like 3 to 4 at a time. It all depends on like the size of each stone. So this is about good for as far as how much I want to put in there right now. And here we are with the jar with all of the ingredients in it. Again, it's brown sugar, jasmine, rose petals, some honeysuckle, catnip, and some rose quartz stones in there. So what we're going to do next is just go ahead and repeat each level of the jar until the jar is filled. Alright you guys, so here's what the jar looks like completely full. I have layered each ingredient until I got into the top of the jar. And since I am an oil kind of girl, what I'm going to do is add a few drops of love oil into the jar. Basically, it doesn't matter what kind of love oil you use. It can be any of your choice from whichever company you prefer to add oil to your jar. That's if you prefer to add oil to it, or you can just keep it exactly like this, how it is. It's up to you because, of course, it is your own self-love jar, so you would know exactly what, you know, speaks to you, basically. So here she is, you guys. This is my finished jar, and with the oil that I added to the jar, it will eventually seep down throughout all of the ingredients that I have placed in it as time passes by. But as you can see, this is her, and she looks pretty cute to me. What you guys think? All right, if you enjoyed watching this channel and if you enjoy my content, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We would love to have you over here as a part of the family. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.